So this video is in continuation on the employee monitoring system video series. So in the last video, we have seen how we can check the Chrome logs using Python and how we can take the screenshots using Python. So still we have some of the modules left to design, but I think of focusing on basically getting updates from the cloud onto the device. So basically I will explain the requirement. So the idea is if I wanted to have some configuration change on the device. So let us suppose as of now the application is taking a screenshot at a frequency of 20 seconds, and now I wanted to confirm that this screenshot should be taken after 1 minute. Okay, so how would this changes would be communicated to all the devices, that's an important point. If it is a single device, that would not be I think very easy, but point is we have thousands of the devices, that is suppose. So how would all the thousand of the devices get notified this about this configuration change? Okay, so for this basically we have three services for communication, I think you can say. The first one is SNS, basically simple notification service. Second one is SQS, simple queue service, and then after we have IoT core. Okay, so let's discuss all of those in detail one by one. So what is SNS? So basically SNS is simple notification service. So SNS works in two modes. The first one is application to application, and the second one is application to user. Okay, so we will see that. So what happen is, let us suppose you have an application written, okay, and you wanted to communicate and change to the user. Okay, so that is kind of we call application to user. And if you wanted to notify about this change to the application, any other application, so that we called as application to application. Okay, so take an example. If let us suppose we have withdrawn some amount of money from our bank account, right? So you will receive a notification on your email, on your phone as well, right? So that is an application to person communication. So what happen is, what we will do, we will just publish and message onto the Amazon SNS, like for this user this amount has been debited from his account. So this SNS will be going to forward this message to all the configured subscribers. Okay, so these are basically subscribers. Okay, so we can basically decide. So let us suppose I wanted to only send the email. So I will be going to create a subscriber of type email. Let us suppose if I wanted to send SMS to the user as well. So what I will do, I will create an SMS subscriber as well. Okay, and if I have any other requirement, so I will create the subscriber as per my requirement. But point is, for this use case, like for this withdrawal notification, I want to send this email and SMS. So basically what I will do, I will go to the console, create two subscribers. The first one is responsible for sending SMS, and the second one is responsible for sending email. So that is called application to basically person kind of notifications, right? The second way is, assume you have an application written, okay, and in that application there is an kind of feature, you can say, in which user can upload the video, and after that basically user can generate the URL and then after send it. Okay, so what you will be going to do, once you have let us suppose an video as a publisher, you have a video message. So what you will be going to do, you will just process that video. So now what you will be going to do, just process that video and store it in an S3 location, right? And after storing the S3 location, you just pass S3 location message onto this SNS topic, and quite possible this Lambda would be responsible for creating the URL for that video and then after returning it to the user, right? So what basically we are doing this, in this change, we are not directly communicating to the person, we are communicating to some application. So either this application would be running on this Lambda, Kinesis, SQS, or anything like that. We will understand this SQS in more detail definitely, but point is we are communicating application to application. Okay, so we have some change occur in our application and we wanted to notify to the other part of the application. In that scenario we are going to use this scenario. Okay, So usually if you we just discuss this application to application and application to person scenario, but if we just ignore this point and how in what scenarios we should use SNS. So if you have a single message and on top of that message you wanted to perform more than one action, right? So sending SMS and email, you wanted to perform two tasks. So in that scenarios we usually use SNS, right? In which we have single publisher and multiple, you can say, subscribers, and all of the subscribers have different work, different functionality. So that is important point. All the subscribers have different functionality. In that scenario we use SNS. Now let's come to the SQS. So SQS is basically used when subscribers, so we don't use this name subscribers here, we call it consumers basically, and there are no different perspective of having subscriber. Basically we will be having multiple consumers, but all the consumers are responsible for doing the same functionality. Okay, so let's take an easy example. Okay, so we have an application, let us suppose, in which user can record their video. Okay, so what we will be doing from front end is basically we will be just is a kind of you can say just recording in the small chunk, right? In maybe 1 minute chunk or 30-second chunk, right? And those front end will be responsible for pushing those 30 seconds video chunk to the SQS queue, right? The reason being is we need to process those small chunks, 30-second chunks, and then after we will be going to have a kind of, you can say, functionality to have the transcription of those video, right, available, right? So in those scenarios what we want is, like, let us suppose we have pushed 100 of those 30-second chunks, right? We don't want a single consumer to process all those chunks one by one. We wanted to have, let us suppose, 10 consumers, and all just one consumer read the one message, second consumer read the other message, third consumer read the other messages. Okay, so that is the important thing. If you see here, one message is processed by all the subscribers that we have created, but in this scenario one message is always processed by a single consumer only. It is not like that the single message is kind of processed by all the consumers, right? So this is really important. So SQS we use obviously in those systems where we wanted to have like this single to multiple kind of thing. Like we have, sorry, not single to multiple, actually we wanted to process something, I think by multiple threads, right? And we wanted to divide our work. So in this scenario we use SQS basically, right? We pushed, I think, 30 seconds chunk on the SQS queue, and all the consumers, I think 10 or 100 or thousands of the consumer. And some scenarios what we can do as well, like based on the size of the SQS queue, like the current messages. If let us suppose we have 10 messages, that is fine, we only have one consumer. But if we have 100 messages, we are going to increase our consumers as well, right? So in those scenario as well, this queue is really helpful for us. So I think I hope you got it right. So in context of the, if I go in context of employee monitoring, what we need to do, we need to publish a configuration change. Like we have changed the screenshot time taking frequency from 20 seconds to 1 minute, right? So we wanted to notify this change to all the devices, right? Let us suppose we will be having 100 of devices, but there is an issue is that our application would be running on local machine, I mean the local laptop. So if you see, like, we don't have that feasibility if we can subscribe from our local machine, right? We need a public routable IP address for that perspective. So that's a reason of that's a reason we can't use SNS in our scenario. At the same time we can't use SQS as well. The reason being is, in this, one message is always processed by a single consumer only, right? So if we use SQS, our configuration will be updated to a single device, not all the devices. So we can't use that as well. SNS and SQS are both not very useful for our scenario. So we will be having this IoT core service. Okay, so usually we use this IoT core only in context of the devices. Devices are basically electronic devices. So what we have is we have an IoT core. Just for now, let's consider this IoT core as a server. Okay, basically we have an EC2 machine. It is just that for the sake of simplicity. Okay, let us suppose you wanted to push anything. you can push it from AWS IoT, I mean from this, it's from the right side, and this change will be notified to all the devices. If devices wanted to push anything, device can push that, and this will be notified to all the subscribers. Okay, so basically what is thing is like, devices can be a publisher and subscriber, and here if you see the basically northbound and southbound, right, both can be publisher subscriber, both can be publisher subscriber here as well. Okay, so for our scenarios, what we will be going to do, we will just go to the AWS console, and obviously we will be having an IoT core. For each application, that for each laptop or each employee, we will be creating a device. Okay, and each device would be going to subscribe on this AWS IoT core. So let's understand what is a subscribe. Subscribe is basically, I just said to the AWS IoT core, please notify me if you got anything for me, right? So that is subscribe basically, right? So if I, let us suppose from here, if I publish anything onto the AWS IoT, publish is like I said, configuration, there is a configuration change, and we have changed this configuration from 20 seconds to 1 minute. Okay, so this AWS IoT core would be responsible for notifying all the devices who are subscribed to AWS IoT core. Okay, so if we have 100 of laptops or 100 of employees, devices who are subscribed to this AWS IoT core, all the devices will get those change, right? At the same time, if we have an functionality, for now I am not seeing this although, but if in case we have an functionality in which we wanted to push some data from AWS IoT core to our AWS service, and we think AWS IoT core service is the right service to use that. The reason being is we usually use AWS IoT core only when we have larger amount of data coming, but very small size data. So message size is really small, but data is coming on very high frequency. So usually in thermostat, you can say example, right? Thermostat basically pushing temperature every 5 minutes, 20 degrees Celsius, 40 degrees Celsius, right? But point is, this message size is really small, 20 degrees Celsius. It is not more than 1 KB, I can say, right? So in those scenarios, we use IoT core, so small message size, but I don't think, although in our scenario, in this employee monitoring system, our message size should be small. So if we have that anything we got in our system, we will definitely going to use IoT core for that. But definitely for cloud side to device side, like from cloud on the Rasa side, on the chatbot, you just write, please configure this change, and this message will be sent to the AWS IoT core, and ultimately all the devices get notified. Okay, so we will be going to use IoT core for that perspective. Okay, so in this video, basically we understand the difference between IoT core, SQS and SNS, and we have seen why we can't use SNS and SQS, and why we can use IoT core. In the next video, we will be going to write in Python code basically to subscribe to this IoT core application. Okay, if you have any query or concern, or you can say feedback for me, you can post it down in the comment section. Thank you very much.